Hello everybody, welcome back to UKG 2025. I'm here over at Bellum Games with Daryl to talk all things massive fantasy.
Yes, indeed, we're excited to be here. Conquest is having a lovely show.
Starting off with massive fantasy then, the Yoroni, your 9th faction, a faction made entirely of brutes.
Yes.
Interesting concept and a fantastic looking design and execution.
Thank you so much. We appreciate the nice comments. Yeah, we wanted this to be a brute army. One, because it would make it a little simpler for folks who are new to miniature gaming. They don't have as many models to assemble, so it's a little friendlier if you're looking to start. But Yoroni by no means is it's still a fantasy game, right? So we have the complexity built in as you get to learn the faction. You learn more how to play it as you play it more and more. I guess that sounded oxymoronic, but you get the idea. The goal is that it's easy to approach, but there are a lot of things for you to master and have fun with.
Well, this was one of the things I was talking to some of the other guys from Bellum about. My initial plan with the Yoroni is to field them as individual units as they come. However, a lot of them are capable of being mixed into the modular units, and that's where this extra layer of complexity and strategy comes in with your list building then.
Yeah, exactly, and we built them with ideal cards instead of command cards, so that you do have the flexibility with each brute to play it a number of different ways. So your army is the most flexible out of all of our factions so far. Every Yoroni gives you many, many ways to play. Thus the complexity I noted before. As you learn it, you'll start to unleash the power of it. But it does take a little bit of learning. You got to do your reading.
Yeah, and I mean some of the figures that are coming out for the Yoroni are absolutely superb. If we take a look at some of these absolute behemoths in the cabinet shay. I mean,
now this is the new yokai that you're looking at right there. The yokai is just stunning. That's the monster. That's the first series of monsters that will come out for the Yoroni, and that releases next month in June. So we're very excited about that. In July we'll follow with the Yoragumo. I didn't have one painted yet, so I didn't bring it. But these are geishas on spider-like creatures. They're massive and they're gorgeous. So, a lot of fun. And then if you go down 2 rows to the Damaro Damashi, this is an architectural marvel, is the way I'll put it. I am still not 100% sure I know how they stand on their own without magic being used somehow. Just the way they've been built. And I will say to folks, we do have a video on how to assemble them, because it does require a little more assembly care, shall we say.
Finesse.
Yeah, a little finesse. The magic we talked about.
I mean, one of the things that really drew me into the Yoroni was the whole Oriental theme, and it's nice that the continuing expansion of the world of EA is opening up avenues to explore and take what would be generic fantasy tropes. I mean, there's a lot of demons out there, but they nearly always look like something that's come out of Tolkien's Balrogs and that sort of thing. So taking the Oriental twist, the Japanese, Chinese flavor, and then producing these is a whole other look to demonic force.
Yeah, that was our goal, right? We want each faction to really be different. There are fantasy tropes, of course. We have knights in armor on horses and cavalry, and they're amazing and they're beautiful. But there are a lot of companies that have knights on armor and horses, right? So our goal is to always create new things. And in that vein, we're really happy to announce our 10th faction, the Weaver Courts. And we'll bring you over here to show you the artwork. We do have one model. I probably should have started right there. But that model actually is the first of the Weaver Court model that we debuted in our organized play kits probably 2 years ago now. That was the tease. But now we're so pleased to bring to everyone the Weaver Court art, and this will be our first faction that is brutal fae. That's probably the best way I can describe it. You're going to see human-like creatures that have molded with insects and animals and nature. So it's going to have a very, very natural, beautiful aesthetic look, but still be very fantasy, sci-fi, and fae looking. So it is going to be, again, very distinct from anything that is out in the market now, but also anything that we currently have on tables. So as you play Conquest, you're going to really, again, have the opportunity to create your own look that feels right to you.
I think that's the important thing, because everybody likes to have a faction that they can hang their hat on,
right,
and find something that's unique and different, and you get a lot of that with Conquest. And I know they have been on the back burner, or every now and again they bubble up close to the surface and then you just see the water cresting, but they never broke through. And there's so many fans of Conquest out there who have been champing at the bit to see these.
Yes.
Finally, Instagram, Facebook, and everything else can calm down. They're almost here.
Yes, it was probably the single biggest thing that when we announced the Yoroni, wait, no Weaver Courts? And so announcing and pulling the curtain off of this yesterday was, for me personally, a huge relief, because now I no longer get why are the Weaver Courts? But we wanted to take our time with them. We wanted the art to be right. We wanted the sculptures to feel right. We didn't want to be too fey. We wanted to still live into the Conquest reality of this is a war game.
Yeah.
It can be and should be brutal at times. These are fierce creatures, not just gorgeous creatures, and they will do some damage to you on the table. So we wanted to make sure we get the gameplay elements right and the aesthetic right, and we took our time, and we didn't want to rush it, because we could tell how important it was to the community. Like, they made it very clear to us that it was important we get it right.
I mean, the fact that the living world exists, we've been seeing hints of what the Weavers have been up to for a long time, and it's always been in the background. There are Easter eggs here and there, so it's that step of world building that you don't want to have a misstep and wreck something that's been years in the crafting. So when can people expect to sort of start seeing bits and pieces come out about them?
Yeah, so the Weaver Courts will launch, we'll have a happy hour July 10th, which will be at 3 o'clock Eastern, which is our normal time. So we'll have that where we'll start showing models, we'll show the army list, we'll give people truly more of a flavor of how they play. We'll show the different seasons, because they will play seasons. You'll have an autumn group, a spring group, a winter group, and a summer group, which can operate together or somewhat like sub-factions. So that'll be quite exciting. And then the first release will be at Gen Con in Indianapolis at the end of July. We'll have a limited edition preview model of Tatiana, I believe it is. I haven't seen it myself yet, so I don't know. So if everyone thinks that we're so far in advance and I'm holding secrets, sometimes it's that we're just working that close to the timing. And then that one I have not yet seen myself, so I'm excited to see it as well. And then the release starts in September with starters and the first units, and they'll continue October and November, hot and heavy, so that by Christmas, for sure, if you want to play Weaver Courts, you will have a 2,000 point army that is tournament ready by Christmas, for sure.
Okay. There you go, folks. If you haven't been on one of the happy hours before, they are a delightful happy hour. They're also incredibly difficult to get into because it fills up so quickly.
Well, we've changed that, actually.
Oh, have you? Oh, good.
Yeah, we've actually started, so we've started, we still have the Google Meet with the Vanguards, and then we have the live Twitch stream, which everyone can join, right? And then we broadcast it on YouTube afterwards, so you can't miss it now.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's the best way, because I would always get in early just to make sure I didn't get pushed out of the Google Meet, because there's limited there. Yes. But there you go, everybody will be able to see it, if not on July 10th, then July 11th, when you wake up the next morning. It will already have been on overnight, and you'll be able to catch it up video on demand, as I believe the kids say. Where can they find you here at the Expo?
We're at booth 3-462, which is the third hall, a little bit back towards the back corner, which is kind of nice, close to the toilets.
Very handy. And looking for you online then?
Yeah, we'll be at para-bellum.com. The Weaver Courts are up there as well, so if you want to read a little bit about them. And they will be fully fleshed out in the lore book, which comes out next month as well, along with some new surprises for people.
Well, there you go, folks. Plenty to be taking your attention. I'm still trying to fixate on my Yoroni at the moment, so this will not distract me. But we're going to push on and see what else is here at the Expo. Always a pleasure to talk to you, Daryl.
Gerry. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.